it's Sherry. I'm here with my friend Evie, and we want to talk more about frequency therapy and frequency healing and how it has helped us so much in our own lives and our families' lives. And I want her, she has a fascinating background and in all sorts of natural healing. So I'd like to introduce my friend, Evi Dixon. Evie, thank you so much. Please tell everyone about yourself.
Hi, Sherry. Yeah, thanks for having me on this. That's very nice of you. So I am 63 years old and I am from Austria. So please excuse my accent. I'm hoping you can understand me. I am, so I'm a mother and a grandmother. And when my son was a baby, he got the vaccines and stuff, and he reacted on one of the vaccines really, really badly. And so we had a terrible time with doctors, pediatricians, and he was awful. And so I decided that I had to find something else to get him better. And that was my start of looking into, so away from Western medicine and into alternative methods. And that's how I found my baby. And my baby is craniosacral therapy. And I watched one of the doctors who gave my little son, that time, he's 32 now, so many, many years ago, a craniosacral treatment. And I said, this is it. I want to learn this. You couldn't see anything, what she was doing, but it was so fascinating, the energy around, and it was almost as I could see vibrations and frequencies. And when you put your intention out to something, you know that, Sherry, right?
Absolutely.
I got 2 weeks later, I got an invitation to the first class in craniosacral therapy. And of course, I signed up right away. And then I went to many, many international teachers, and I studied all kinds of different ways to help people, but all in connection with craniosacral therapy for pregnant women, for birth after C-section or suction or whiplash, and teeth and jaw. And yeah, I love this type of therapy because it is very non-manipulative and it's very, very deep going.
Yeah, when you talk about it, it blows me away because, and I didn't even know the depths, but any energy healing, and like you said, it's so non-invasive. I find it so fascinating. And so what were the results with your son immediately when he had it done from the doctors?
So I cannot tell you the results because we did so many other things. He was so bad. He had the rash everywhere. He was just red, purple, and itchy, and the skin broke open. And so I was just so desperate. He was grumpy, I was grumpy. We cried together. So I did craniosacral therapy and no more cortisone cream. I put him on a very, very strict diet. So no animal protein at all. It ended up, after I found out that in some of the breads still whey, and whey is an animal protein. So we eliminated everything. And then I did, everything from hands-on healing, and I don't remember anymore. It's so long ago, but he did get away with it. He healed. So, and he would not have healed if I would have stayed with cortisone and whatever. I don't know if they would have given him steroids too, because he was really bad. And yeah, he healed. And he also had a lot of ear infections. And before I discovered all this, alternative method, he was put on one antibiotic after the other, and he became brown teeth. And the pediatrician said, no, it's not from the antibiotics. But the moment I quit the antibiotics and started with homeopathic medicine and olive oil and garlic inside and stuff like this, he never had any ear infections again.
That's incredible. I so wish I had been more like you and been more adamant of moving away from Western medicine when my son was going through the same thing. He ended up, I was done with the antibiotics, and they ended up doing tubes and he never had any more problems. But I just wish I had been, and I'm so happy that I am now, aware of alternative methods. And
Mhm.
I agree with you. It's about taking control of your own health, about not allowing the Western methods. I mean, they have their place. Western medicine has its place, and I think you would agree with that. But there are so many alternatives that are so helpful for people.
Right. Yeah, it is. People have to understand that doctors mean it well, but they are very limited because of the way they are studying and the way the medical system is these days. It's very limited, and they have to give you something because they are so afraid of people. Some person would sue them because I'm going to the doctor and I'm not getting any prescription, so they have to do it. But you have to be aware of your own self and see, do you really want to take this? I mean, I would go to a doctor just to find out what is wrong, a diagnosis, but then that's it. I want to, visualize and put something out into my vision field to
Yeah.
heal, but not with the Band-Aids.
Yes, Band-Aids. Exactly. And there are so many more practitioners moving away, realizing that even though they studied Western medicine, that pharmaceuticals aren't the answer for everyone, and there's too many alternative ways. So I think there is a huge shift coming. I think there's a shift coming with the medical.
Really good. Yeah, I mean, when I was living in Austria, I had lots of patients or clients. I wasn't allowed to see patients as a therapist, but a lot of people came to me because they said, well, my doctor told me we can't find anything. You just have to live with your pain, or you just have to deal with it. And so I think Europeans are a little bit more open for alternative methods, though they have to pay. I mean, doctors are pretty much free there. And when they go to get acupuncture or shiatsu, or there's so much, then they have to pay for the sessions. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
Glad.
Well, that's how it is here too. If you see a naturopath, or, I mean, I guess insurance covers some, chiropractics or whatever, but yeah, same here. But I agree. I think Europeans are much more open to alternative healing. So we're talking about humans, but I also know that you have used different techniques on animals as well. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. Well, with the frequency medicine, I cannot do anything craniosacral wise on animals. It's funny because I do not feel the craniosacral rhythm on animals. I don't know. I love them too much, maybe.
Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, but there are people that can do it with horses and dogs and cats, but I have not had any success or intention. Maybe I don't know. But I have done frequency healing on animals, on alpacas and goats and a sheep and some chicken and my dog, my cat, and it's really amazing how they respond. My dog, the other day, I had him on the animal frequencies specific. I think I turned on joints and hormones, 2 different sessions, and when he was done, he jumped on me. He's a huge dog, so he's like 85 pounds.
Oh my.
And he's old. He's 12 years old, and his hind legs are a little bit getting weaker. I think maybe, how the big dogs suffer a little bit, arthritis. but he all of a sudden jumped on my lap. I was sitting on my couch. It's like he wanted to say thank you for the
Oh,
treatment.
but like a puppy, jumped on you like a puppy, not like an 85-pound
Yeah, right.
dog. That's so cool. I agree with how well it works on animals because they can't reject it. They have to accept it. It's just their nature. They can't, we reach a point in, adults, westernized type of philosophy. Some people can reject alternative methods. And I find that in even my own family, oh, that doesn't work. Or, well, yes, if you say it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But animals and children can't reject it. And I think that's why it's so amazing with them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's also the people I always talk to them when I do a craniosacral session. I always talk to them too, that there's the secondary gain that is sometimes not very obvious to your consciousness. And it is about the advantage of having a disease or the advantage of having an issue or a pain or whatever. And it can be like, or an allergy, for example. Allergy is very much in this area too. They create, started with an allergic reaction against flowers, for example, because they didn't want to go for walks with their parents. And so they had an excuse. Or another excuse could be that they would not get any attention if they all of a sudden are, healthy and full of power. Then they will lose the attention or the care of their loved ones, or they have to go and work or whatever. And this little advantage of being sick or having some issues, that needs to be discovered, and only then they can start getting healthy.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, because I wasn't even thinking that way. And you just made me realize a whole bunch of different things of, my mind started going to all different things. That's amazing. Wow. That is really cool. Well, what other, have you experienced other, you yourself from frequency therapy? Have you noticed anything for yourself?
Oh yeah. So I had a pretty bad knee injury. It's 3 or 4 years ago. Skiing accident, stupid skiing accident on a very easy run. Didn't pay attention and fell slowly, and bindings didn't open, and I tore my ACL, my MCL, and my meniscus. And I did not want to get surgery because I'm just not. Yeah, I don't want to go to a hospital and stuff like this. So, but I went to a surgeon. I went to an orthopedic surgeon, and I said, I want to just see what my knee is doing and what you think. And I don't want to have surgery. And he said, why are you here? I am a surgeon. And I said, well, because you're the best one. And I know you're not putting everybody in the same box. And so he said, okay, let's try it. Because in Austria, when you injure your ligaments, they're not operating right away. They are trying physical therapy first. And then 6 weeks later, if that didn't fix the problem,
Right.
then they might do surgery. And
Yeah.
especially, depends on age too. So I'm old enough to not be crazy skiing anymore. And so, so I did go through surgery, through physical therapy. And 6 weeks later, I was back on my skis. But the issue was my knee was not stable, because with these ligaments missing, it's not stable, but it wasn't too floppy. Some people just can't walk. But I'm lucky because I have very strong muscles. And so I had to work. I'm an alpaca rancher, and I had to work, carrying heavy bales of hay and buckets and stuff. So my other side of my hip started hurting, and it hurt really badly. I was limping like a 60-year-old person. Well, I am 60. like maybe like an 80-year-old person, but now I'm not. I walk every day. I think I walk like 5, 6 miles every day. No
Wow.
limping, no pain. I feel it a little bit when I sit for a longer time in a car or here right now on the desk. I feel it, but it's getting so much better. My knee doesn't, I mean, it's not okay because these ligaments are not really there, but the swelling that used to happen is not that anymore. And I feel great.
That's
I feel like it's all improving all joints. And
right.
yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's so exciting to hear. I just love it. Well, any final words that you have for anyone about, I mean, I just think you amaze me with your healing capabilities. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had more of that. I'm getting more intentional. Um, I'm learning to use my intention, but I just think it's really cool the gift that you have.
Well, you amaze me with your talking ability, with your face that you put out there. You are a really good inspiration out there. And I just wish that we can send both of our vibrations out to the world more and more, because I think the world, the planet needs the healing that we can, help them give
Provide.
little
I
parts. And
agree.
yeah, and I really wish that people would be, open up their hearts and their minds and see that there's so much more in this world than just, swallowing pills or
Exactly. 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 So we just want to open minds and open hearts and yeah, heal the world, right, Evie? Heal the world.
yes, yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. This has been such a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. And yeah, maybe we can do it again sometime. That was fun.
Absolutely. I would love that. Thank you.